welcome back to the Matt Borka Show. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I found on Brett Cooper's channel, and I found this short really interesting in a lot of ways, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. So without further ado, I'm going to play the short, and then I'm going to comment on some of the things that Brett talks about, and also some of the other people that appear in the short. So here we go.
It turns out the only thing that Michelle needed to actually get people to watch her podcast was her husband, Barack. And I want you guys to think back to a clip that we talked about a few weeks ago of Michelle on the podcast, where she was just enraged. She was like, oh, it's just so hard, like living in his shadow. What is so ironically funny is that Barack comes on her podcast to finally do an interview with her and her brother, and the interview gets more views than anything else she's done on her channel. Sorry, Michelle. Guess you needed your respected, successful man. Anyway, the thing that I actually want to talk about is a clip, probably the most viral moment of the interview that they did, and that is where Barack Obama talks about the type of mentors that young men need, because he says it can't just be the father in the young man's life, they need a village, but specifically there was a specific type of man that he thinks other men need to be mentored by, and that, of course, because it's 2025, is a gay man.
I had a gay professor in college.
I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant.
Gotta have them ribs.
You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group, so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
He almost made a good point. Like, he was so close, and then he missed it. Because it is true that I would say both young men and young women need people who are mentors outside of just their parents. Like, I feel like I learned so much from my mom's friends, from theater teachers, from my English teacher, who I still email with, even like 10 years later. Like, we learn so much from other adults in our community. And if that person happens to be gay, that's fine. But the idea that you need to go seek out a gay man in order to teach a young man compassion and empathy. Like, do you think that just normal straight men, do you think that your father can't teach you compassion and empathy? Like, that's incredibly sexist, in my opinion. Like, oh no, you need a gay man to do that. Like, why is it all about sex? Like, why is it that who you sleep with determines how compassionate or empathetic you are as a man? Like, that is genuinely just absurd. Barack Obama needs to just be normal and let it go and stop thinking about sex all the time.
Let me be clear.
It turns.
Yeah, so I have so many thoughts. I just wanted to play the whole thing. So on one hand, I feel if people on the left really want to have and make sure that their messaging is more relevant in 2025, they need to cut it back a little bit. I think a lot has changed since Obama left office, right? The political landscape changed, culture has changed. So if he's going to go out there and he's going to go on a podcast, I think he made a good point. But then the way he kind of wrapped it, and obviously what Brett is doing, like, she's looking for things to criticize. So, like, whatever the Obamas say, Brett is going to criticize it, like, no matter what. And I think that's ultimately wrong as well, because Obama did make a good point there, but then this is the issue, right? It's so easy to take it out of context now, because I feel in a lot of ways, if he had said that you need to seek out someone, someone from, like a minority group or something, sure, okay, that would have made sense years ago, but not anymore, because in a lot of ways, people are significantly more compassionate than before. I think people are significantly more accepting than before. I think a lot of people, what they don't tolerate on the right is when you overplay it, when you overplay the messaging, right? And it's still, when everything is about LGBTQ, when everything is about race, when everything is about identity politics, I think that is where you kind of lose people on the right. And I feel this is for anyone who's going to run the next time in the primaries. You have your base already. Like, that's proven by political science, right? What really matters is those couple of swing states, right? And within those swing states, like, what you're saying is actually super important. So if for any reason you're still addressing your base too hard, you're actually going to lose the moderates who can easily swing from left to right. When someone like Obama goes onto a podcast, and again, if he's using messaging like that, he is going to lose people who are moderates. That's my opinion, right? And then, in a sense, more and more people are going to flock to the right, further enhancing a lot of the damage that the Trump administration did. The left has to forget about identity politics entirely, because a lot of those battles have already been won. I mean, we're living in 2025. I think that's what a lot of people on the left forgot, that the messaging has to be updated. It has to be revised. You can't just say the same thing that you've been saying for the past 10 to 15 years, because it's going to fail, right? Other things need to be addressed. And a lot of people are really freaking tired of identity politics. And I think by pushing the same messaging that you pushed before, again, it's not going to work. The battle that needs to be fought is you have to fight for the votes of moderates, right? Not the people who already believe in you, and actually finding ways to kind of become more appealing to a more moderate audience. I think that's super important. And by sitting in your basis pool, and you just keep reiterating that sort of messaging, I think that's where things get a little tricky, right? Another thing that is probably worth mentioning here is, I had professors back in the day who taught me a lot of things, right? But we were not, the conversations didn't necessarily revolve around, you have to seek out a gay mentor, or you need to have a minority mentor or whatever. Obama is losing a lot of people when he's saying those things. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Please also comment on this video. It will really help me out, and it will let the algorithm know that this video is worth pushing to more people. And also subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you around.